Every time you install an app or click Agree, there is a high probability you are interacting with hostile code. Hidden deep in the architecture, scripts silently collect tracking data, algorithmic logic filters users based on demographic bias, and interfaces deploy dark patterns like confirm shaming, a manipulative design tactic that makes declining a prompt sound embarrassing to trick you into surrendering your data. Cleaning up this embedded hostility is incredibly expensive. Detecting and fixing these invisible flaws requires teams of back-end engineers to rewrite the logic, corporate ethics boards to debate the policies, and privacy lawyers to draft the compliance documents. Because human oversight takes months and burns through budgets, it creates a massive bottleneck. Companies are financially incentivized to skip the ethics checks entirely, pushing flawed software out the door to maintain rapid deployment schedules and maximize profit margins. The digital ecosystem is broken because doing the right thing costs too much. Ethical compliance simply cannot scale with the speed of modern software development. To fix this bottleneck, we need a system that operates at the speed of code itself. Enter AXIOM, the autonomous examiner of integrity and moral operations. AXIOM was not built by a team of human engineers. It was designed and coded entirely by an autonomous AI agent named Neo. Think of AXIOM as an automated digital police force. Its entire purpose is to scan, audit, and correct human-written software to keep it honest. Autonomous agents have transitioned from simply generating logic to acting as independent moral auditors for our digital infrastructure. When a developer feeds a piece of dirty code into AXIOM, the system executes a rigorous 5-phase pipeline. Phase 1 is detection, flagging surveillance and discriminatory logic. Rather than blindly deleting code, Phase 2 holds an internal dialectic. An upward graph represents the devil persona arguing for business profit. Deploying shield vectors represent the angel persona, championing user privacy and ethical data protection. True ethical AI requires the ability to systematically synthesize these opposing human incentives into a balanced, mathematically sound decision. Once the debate concludes, AXIOM moves to Phase 3, resolution. The system dynamically rewrites deflagged sections, generating secure, privacy-compliant code alternatives. This split-screen bar chart compares two distinct sets of outcomes: a massive spike in our privacy index against a slight dip in our utility index. AXIOM generates these exact side-by-side trade-off annotations to quantify the precise percentage of functionality lost versus the privacy gained. Phase 4 shifts toward physical environmental consequences. This fluctuating line graph tracks energy consumption against a baseline threshold. AXIOM uses this to analyze computational complexity, calculating a precise carbon footprint delta, measuring CO2 emitted per kilowatt-hour against a standard 0.233 baseline. Software optimization is now directly tied to measurable, real-world environmental sustainability. Finally, AXIOM executes Phase 5, legalize. The system translates all of its technical code changes into protective legal frameworks. The agent automatically generates specific compliance documents, instantly drafting clauses for GDPR and CCPA disclosures. GDPR is a strict European Union regulation covering data protection, while CCPA is a California state law enhancing consumer privacy rights. The system also writes custom terms of service and builds a time-stamped audit trail to prove exactly when, how, and why the code was altered. AXIOM instantly generates the exact compliance paperwork required by international privacy law, eliminating the legal liability of code updates. AXIOM's final output package is comprehensive. It returns a master report, secure audit trails, bespoke legal documents, and fully clean, ready-to-deploy code. The highly flawed, tracking-heavy starting state is systematically dismantled, replaced by a newly secured, fully compliant, and environmentally green final product. This entire 5-phase oversight process, from detection to legal documentation, was conceived and built from scratch by Neo, an autonomous AI agent. Automation transforms ethics by design from a resource-heavy corporate luxury into a baseline requirement for every developer. AXIOM demonstrates how autonomous AI can be configured to regulate the very digital environments it helps create. Head over to the docsjane1616 GitHub repository to explore the code, test the agent, and see an autonomous, ethical digital future in action.